Hello, everybody. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, friends. Hi, Lee and Holly and Jennifer, my faithful people who are always here. Hi, Melissa and Kathleen. So this is kind of a surprise release, a surprise live. So thank you guys for tuning in. We have a fun new release today at MFT, and I wanted to just walk through the release and show you what's new, all the goodies. Hi, Karen from Germany. Nice to see you here. So it's all about stencils today. So we're going to have a bunch of new stencils. I think there's 9 new stencils to show you. They are literally hot off the press. Like I literally went to my doorstep a little while ago to get my package to show you today at the live. So I was like, ooh, am I going to be able to show them anything in my hands, or is it all going to be pictures? I don't know. So there aren't a lot of, well, there aren't any actually card samples to show you today, but I have a plan. I've made a master plan. I've talked to you guys before in these lives about doing more card demos live, and I am going to do that. So mark your calendars, all right, for the rest of this week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. I'm going to plan to go live at 12 p.m. Eastern time every day, and I'm going to make some cards with these stencils and with some other products that have been released recently, as well as maybe playing along with some of our card challenges that we have so many on the blog. I thought I'd do the sketch challenge, the color challenge, and have some fun and invite you guys to do the same. So mark your calendars for 12 p.m. Eastern. If you want to tune in either on our YouTube channel here or on Facebook, either one. I know you guys are joining from both. So yeah, that's the plan. So you can either have your lunch with me or craft along or just watch on replay, all the things. So I was joking with my friend Brianne and Lee and Holly. I might call it Lunch with Libby. That might be the name of my lives if it's 12 p.m. every day. Anyway, that's the future. And so we're going to make some fun stencil cards. But first today, let me show you what these new stencils are. So we had a blog post today that showed the whole overview of the release. And of course, if you go to mftstamps.com in the new section, that's where you can also find all these fun new stencils. And I had the little picture up at the beginning that kind of shows all of them there, so you can see how fun they look. And let me just go ahead and start going through them. So I'm going to switch to my overhead camera. All right, there she is. And let's just start going through these stencils. So here is a good one, a chicken wire stencil. So many fun things you can do with that. I don't know if you can see it on my camera, but there's the cute little wavy bit there that looks like a real chicken wire. So super duper fun and cute, and so many fun things to do with this one. Backing up for a second, here on my desk, I have I'll get this one out of the way, but I have the shopping list. So this was on the blog today as well. So if you'd like to have it, I like to use it as a reference so I know what all the names of the products are as well. But this is something that if you wanted it, you could print it off and mark them down and say which ones you love. It also shows the prices. There's a combination in this release of 6x6 stencils, 4.5x6 stencils, which are also great for cards. And then there's a couple that are stencil sets. You can see there's 2 on here that are sets that have 2 stencils in them. So they're 2 6x6 stencils. So they're twice the price. They're $12. So that just shows you what is in the release, and I'm using it to refer to so I get all the names right. So as I said, this first one is called Chicken Wire. We had some farm animals in the recent Jenna Blade release, which would be really cute. And I'm sorry you're seeing the reflection of my camera, my overhead camera in the stencil, in the plastic of the packaging. Probably should have taken it out of the plastic, but I literally didn't have time because they just arrived. So yeah. Let's see, there's some people here. Okay. Hi, Brianne. Hello, friend. Corinne says that she ordered all today. They are also nice. Yes. And speaking of that, I was going to show this at the end, but I will just mention it now. As you're going through this, you can keep it in mind that we do have a whole kaboodle. So if you wanted to get all these stencils in one fell swoop. It is 25% off the full price. And so the whole caboodle is $52.88 this time, which is a really great deal for 9 stencils. So this is an affordable caboodle for not for everybody, but for some people. And, you know, these are all really fun stencils for your stash, really great basics. And some of them you may recognize that we've had similar ones in the past, but some of them are brand new. Some of them are revamped a little bit from years ago, long ago stencils. So, but you know, farmyard, yay, I love this one. Any chickens you can put with that, but any mixed media as well. I love doing mixed media, and some of these are really great for it. So here's another one. This one's called Rustic Brick Wall. And how fun is this? It's a pretty large brick wall. I've had some other bricks that are really tight together, and I love how fun and funky this is and how big it is. I think it'd be fun with some graffiti letters across it. I think it'd be fun as a background, like just with butterflies. We had the recent butterfly kit. I think butterflies flying off of this brick wall would be pretty. I think flowers on the brick wall would be really pretty. So lots and lots of fun things you can do with this. So let's see. Ashley is here in the comments for MFT, and she posted our links both on Facebook and YouTube so that you can check out, like I said, in the new section of mftstamps.com, all these great new stencils. So what do you guys think of this one? I think it's really fun. It's called Rustic Brick Wall. Super cute. And like I said, some of these are great basics that you're just going to need to have in your stash. Dots. Who doesn't need dots? You can make your own cute little polka dot paper. You could put some stencil pastes or waxes through the stencil to have some texture. The Simon Hurley lunar paste would look really fun with these dots. I'm trying to avoid my overhead camera, but there just is no avoiding it unless I kind of go like that. I don't know. Hopefully that doesn't bother you guys too much. I love the dots. I'm a sucker for anything polka dot. I love Swiss dots. I love all that. And so I love this one. And you can combine it with other things as well. I'll talk about that in a minute. Remind me to go back to that. When I get there, I'm going to set that up here so I don't forget. The next one is called Flutterby's stencil set. And look at how pretty that is. I'm going to take this one out of the package because it is a 2 stencil set. And I do have some examples to show you of this one that are kind of like little mock-ups. All right, so you can see that it has the stencil that does the solid butterfly, which can be great on its own, or if you layer them together, you can get the details. I think I got a little cat hair just jumped into my stencil from my kitty. Can you see how you can put the detail layer on the stencil as well? And in this one, you also have all the cute littler size solid butterflies, as well as 2 sizes of antenna that you can use on your butterflies. So really, really fun, really cute, really pretty. Hi, Diane. So let me go ahead and bring up a picture to show you. First of all, here's a little picture that shows those if it's hard to see my stencils on the screen. You can see how that works. And then here's just some mock-ups showing how those would look together. Of course, you don't have to use black as one of your layers. You could use whatever color you want. You could add those details. I think it'd be really pretty to put some metallic paste through those butterfly wings, or some glitter paste especially, I think would be really pretty. You can do different ink blending in the background. So that just gives you an idea of some of the fun things that you can do with these Flutterby's. And I think it was Ashley in the comments that loved the name Flutterby's. Can you hold it lower? We're losing the top when you hold it. Okay, I'll try to remember to do that and not go so crazy like that. All right. And I should put something behind it because I think it's kind of getting hard to see. Let's see here. That's metallic. That's not going to be good. Give me 1 second, guys. I'm just grabbing a piece of colored cardstock to put behind my stencils when they're out of the package. There, that helps, right? To be able to see it when I'm holding up the stencil by itself. There's that one. Very pretty, very, very pretty. Okay, so this one was Flutterby's, like I mentioned. By the way, I mentioned the dots. One thing you could do, I'm just gonna go ahead and, sorry for the crinkling of the plastic, but I just want to take these out. One thing you could do if you wanted to is you could put the dots down and then put the butterfly, and then you could put dots on your butterfly by using that as a little mask. And the other one you could do that with and make it really fun. I'm going to go ahead and skip ahead. This one I love, and I can't wait to play with. This is the Build-A-Balloon. And if you saw our graphics today for the release, you saw that some of the balloons had little polka dots on them. And that's what you could do with layering together the the polka dots, the dots on dots stencil with the balloon is you could make dots on your balloon, which would be really fun as well. So if I were doing that, I would do the balloon in one color, right? And then I would go in and put the either on top or below it, and then put all the dots on top of it to have a fun little dotted balloon. Well, Kim, I have lots of things that you can add that are fun. And I love that it has the balloon mask in here too. So if you wanted to do like some layered balloons on your card, I'm like going all over the place, but you can mask off the one that you've already ink blended or inked on there, and then do the next one and it'll mask it off if you wanted to have, like this be the background and that one's up in front. Or if you wanted to not use that, sometimes when you use a balloon stencil like this and you go on top of each other with the ink blending, it can really make it really kind of pretty with the layers on top of each other, because that's if you have more of a translucent balloon and you can see right through it. Jennifer's wondering if the happiest birthday large message stamp would fit nicely in that balloon. It would definitely fit over it brilliantly. Yeah. If I had it, I wish I had it at the ready that I could just pull it out and see. But we have to look at that and see. But yeah, that's a great idea. I think that would make a really fun card with this. And I have to point out that it has the little white, the little highlight that you could put on the balloon. It has two different kinds of strings, whether you want a straight string or a wavy string on the balloon. So really fun. It is quite large. Like, for example, let me grab a card. Here's a card I made when we had the balloon animals, which Ashley, by the way, I just remembered you wanted those cards. Totally forgot. So it is big. Like, it would take up a lot of your regular A2 card. You can see how big it is compared to an A2 card. You can make larger cards, of course, 5x7 or whatever. And also this would be super fun if you are a scrapbooker. I know there are some out there. And if you wanted to make a layout where you have all the balloons across your page, it would be so cute for that as well. But it does take up quite a lot of your room on your card. But I think I could still get a couple on there if I wanted to do the overlapping like I mentioned. And I'm up off my screen again. Sorry about that, guys. All right, so that one is Build a Balloon, and I love it so much. Jody says, go big or go home, for sure. There's lots of small balloons out there of different sizes or different types, right? But it's nice to have this great big one to be the big focal point of your card. I think that's super fun. And like Jennifer said, if you put that large message stamp right over top of it, super duper fun. Okay. Next, we have Funky Florals. Funky Florals. I'm sorry, I keep going off my camera today. We go ahead and take this out of the package as well, because this is a two stencil set as well. And you can see how it just layers the details on there. So you can make the flower centers and like details on the flowers with this second layer. See, can you kind of see through that, how they're lining up? You can, right? But I also have some examples to show you. Let's see here. So here's a look at those two different stencils to see them in their as gray, where it's really easy to see. And you can see that it's what you're inking is the background of the flowers, not the flower itself, because that's how the stencil stays together. If you wanted to do the insides of all the flowers, it'd be a lot harder to make the stencil, because you have to make sure things are connected and they don't just fall apart, right? But so what you could do is you could ink blend or use a cardstock that you want the color of the flowers to be. And then you go in with the stencil and add the background inking. And that kind of makes the flowers appear, because you're kind of filling in the negative space with the stencil. And here is a picture of how that looks. This is just a mock-up of the ink blending. Like if you did a beautiful gradient of color across your background, or this one, you would be having white cardstock. You put the stencil down and then you add the gradient of color. So your flowers end up white. But like I was saying, if you wanted to make your flowers colored instead, you could do that kind of blending as well first, and then go in with your stencil. So really fun, really pretty, a little bit different, I think. Oops, I need to take that down. Jennifer says this is her favorite from the new ones. Hi, Alberto, sweet friend. Got a flower on there. All right, this next one is called Through the Window. And I love this because it's going to be super fun for a lot of our little critters or stamps that have a lot of different images in there. You could use this for making a bunch of different little vignettes, little scenes on your card. Here it is. Oop. Well, that's kind of disgusting. I don't know what that was. Okay, we're not going to use that anymore. Let me find a piece of cardstock here. Hold on, guys. I made a mess here. Okay. You can see how it is compared to an A2 panel. And it can be a window, literally. You could put things like they're outside the window. You could make little outdoor scenes or whatever through the window, or even looking into a house. Or like I was saying, I think it'd be really fun for inking it up and making little scenes in each opening in that stencil. So I think this is going to be one that I pull out again and again, and it's going to be super, super helpful and useful in my stash. And it's called Through the Window. All right. Need to clean this off. Got a little something on there. Okay. This next one, now I'm going to do this one first. I'm going to save my favorite for last. I love this one too. I love them all, but I do have a favorite. All right. This one is called Watercolor Strokes. And how pretty is that? You could make a fun background by doing like a little rainbow of them across your, put them closer together as you're stenciling. You could do them just like this, but you could also ink blend one, maybe use some masking or Post-its or something so you don't get it in the wrong place. And then I would kind of scoot it over and maybe overlap them and make it a nice gradient on my card with these beautiful strips of watercolor. You could do it down your card as well. That's a great place to ink blend and then put your message right on that little watercolor bit. It'd be really pretty behind florals, behind butterflies, behind all kinds of things. Behind a message, it'd be a really fun and simple card to do the ink blending to make the watercolor stripes and then put a die of a message or a stamp of a message right over top of the whole thing. Kay Andrews is saying that they think they'd make a really good plaid too. Ooh, that's fun. Like do it this way and then turn it and do it the other way. I think that would be fun as well. So lots of fun things to play with this one. And this one's called Watercolor Strokes. Really, really pretty. Kathy's here under Scott's account. Hello. Good to see you. Yes, I love this one too. Lots of great stencils in this release. All right. And then one last stencil. We're just cooking through this release super quick. And this one is called Build a Beach. And I love anything beach themed. I'm a sucker for anything that's ocean, anything that's water. I just love it. And this kind of looks weird. You look at that like, what's going on with this one? But can you guys see what we got going on here? There's some etching right on here. It says deep water. It says horizon. It says my favorite things. It says beach, and it says shallow water. So I'm going to put up a graphic that shows this. Hi, Peggy. Hello, hello. Melissa really likes the watercolor strokes. Yay. All right. So here is an image that shows what I was trying to read from the etching, but see how it says deep water, horizon, beach, and shallow water. So you rotate the stencil and you can make the straight horizon line. You can make it the little wave of the beach, and the different shallow and deep water. There's also there's a sun that could be the sunset or the sunrise. The two above the little half sun are clouds. You have the little, I don't even know what you'd call that thing under the sun, but coming from the water. Let me show you a little mock-up to show all these things together to give you an idea of what I'm talking about here. So how pretty is that? Love it. And you can just, use really creative inking if you wanted to put all those different parts down on your card sample. I have some sand embossing powder from Hero Art, so I think it'd be really fun to do the sand with Versamark ink and then add that embossing powder for that part of it. You could do some color, gradation in your water. You could do all kinds of colors in the sky to make the sunset or sunrise. So really fun. And then you could take some ocean themed stamps and put them on this background that you created, or some ocean themed messages and just add them on there. So I love this stencil. I think it's so cool, and I'm so excited to play with it. I cannot wait. It doesn't even have, like Kay Andrews is saying, deckled edges. I mean, you do not have to build an ocean scene with this, right? That could just be a fun edge on your card that you could just have some ink blending along that, and just, it could be a cool border. It could make just a cool little color gradation on your card. Like you could just go up your card and keep using that to add some interest to your blending, you know, a cool little edge. Let's see. Kay Andrews is also saying that they make a small hill or mountain range too. Yeah, that's a great idea. I love it. So that was all the things in the release. I went over it so quickly. But just going backwards again through it, we had our Build a Beach, which I love here. We had our watercolor strokes. We had Through the Window. We had the two stencil set called Funky Flower. Oh my goodness, you guys. Funky Florals. I think I have to go have another coffee after this because my brain sometimes doesn't work. All right. So, and I love how it makes the background, and then you can add the little centers to your flowers as well. And then we have our beautiful Flutterbys, which is another 2-step set that you don't have to do 2 steps. You could use just these silhouetted butterflies, and there's all the little silhouetted butterflies. It'd be really pretty. And then the antenna that you can add to your butterflies, and then the detail layer for your butterflies as well. We have our Build a Balloon that I love. Go big or go home. And we have our Dots on Dots. I'm going to use this one all the time in my backgrounds. Guarantee it. And the 2 I didn't take out of the package at the beginning, which is the Rustic Brick Wall and the Chicken Wire. So that is the whole release. Which stencil is the favorite of you guys? That was a weird sentence, but which one is your favorite stencil out of all those? I have a lot of favorites. Let me go over to my my face camera. So if you weren't here at the very beginning, first of all, if you're watching on replay, welcome. If you weren't here at the beginning, welcome. This will be available for replay. But I am going to go live the next 3 days at noon Eastern time, playing with these stencils, playing with some other MFT things. So mark your calendars, tune in here on the MFT YouTube channel or Facebook page, and you'll get to see some of these stencils in action. And I think I'm going to play along with some of our challenges as well. We have a new sketch challenge starting tomorrow. So if you want to get in the running for the current sketch challenge, go to the blog, mftstamps.com, and go to the blog and look for last week's sketch challenge. Actually, you know what? I forgot what the cutoff is. It might be too late today, so don't listen to me. Look at what the cutoff is before you do that. I'm just drawing a blank on it right now. I just realized that. But color challenge is ending soon, and we do that for a month. So you have that one as well. Anyway, I'm gonna play with the new ones on the lives is what I'm trying to say. I'm looking at your comments as well. Anita's with me. She loves the beach stencil. Awesome. Yeah, yay challenges. Lee is one of our challenge crew, and she's here in the comments. She makes some of the card samples. She makes them pretty much for every single challenge because she's an MFT super fan, and I adore her. She's awesome. Jackie loves the watercolor strokes. Yes. And if you guys have any requests of other products besides these stencils that you'd love to see me make a card with on a live. And again, if you can't be there at noon Eastern every day, that's okay. Would love it if you are, because then it gives me somebody to talk to. But if you can't, they will be available for replay as well, where you can fast forward when I'm being boring and get to the good parts. So there's a lot of things on my desk that I've been dying to play with. And so I think this will be a fun way to do it. Like I have these already stamped out and ready to go. I think when I did the live of this product release, I mentioned how I black embossed them on watercolor paper so I could watercolor them. Here they still are. So I might have to do that for one of my lives as well. Do you guys like watercoloring? Do you ever play with watercolors? It's one of my favorite things to do. So anyway, all right. Well, I'm not seeing any suggestions. Kay Andrews loves the critters. Yeah, me too. So that is the release. You can find it on mftstamps.com in the new section. And then let me just again mention that we have the whole kaboodle. That is 25% off if you want to buy the mega bundle of all the products. It's only while supplies last, but once the bundle's gone, it's gone forever. And it's only $52.88 to get all 9 of these awesome stencils, which is really all 11 stencils because 2 of them are a two stencil set. So good stuff. All right, guys. So hopefully I'll see you tomorrow at noon Eastern back here, and we'll make a card. And that'll be fun. All right. Thank you guys for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I will see you again soon. All right. Take care, everybody.